John is absolutely wreaking havoc in this brand new chapter for Mad. So not a lot happened in this chapter, but we're going to break it down because we did get two pieces of information that are very important, and I'm probably going to stretch to get three new theories. So let's talk about it. So number one, the fact that John is just turning into an alien and absolutely wreaking havoc is absolutely amazing. And I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for my boy John wreaking havoc and showing these people not to, like, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. Or how was it? The more you fuck around, the more you find out. I forgot what it is. So yeah, that's basically what's happening. So John is in control, and he has absolutely wrecked Leon, and the adapters are coming in, and John has wrecked another two adapters. Instantly, he has one-shotted all three of them. Leon is technically still safe because his brain is still intact, because one of the soldiers says so. So John, in a very curious, because the first time that John fights, he just hits, Leon, and he goes flying. And then as soon as these people shout that the brain, as long as the brain is intact, he should be able to, get back together. John, in his next two fights, absolutely one-shots the adapters by hitting the brain. So there's a little bit of a learning curve there, which we're going to talk about in a moment. But first of all, I want to talk about the regenerative properties of these adapters. So I want to imagine that because they are adapters, when they turn into aliens, they can regenerate. How much regeneration they have, I don't know, because we haven't really seen that. But I hope that they have insane regenerative abilities when they are in their hybrid form, because that would lead to a lot of interesting parts of, maybe partial transformation. Like, for example, if John loses his arm, he can partially transform his arm to that of an alien arm. And then when he reverts back to human, he has his arm back. It would be really cool. It would be like a type of Ajin thing. I never read the Ajin manga. I only watched the series on Netflix. And it was very interesting because there was a character that his name is Sato, which I'm not going to get into spoilers. But with Ajin, there's a really cool regenerative thing with Ajin. And Sato really uses this ability to its limits. And he does something interesting there. And I'm not going to get into spoilers, but those of you who have watched or I guess read Ajin know what I'm talking about. But it's a very interesting thing that he ends up doing. So I hope that that's kind of the situation here, where when you when you're in your human form, in your adapter form, you can't regenerate. You're just a regular ass human. But when you transform into your alien form, then you have crazy regenerative abilities. And if John can master, for example, partial transformations, then he would be able to, partially transform and regenerate that part. Now, that would be a very interesting thing plot-wise, because that way we could get John's original form back so that he's not this bald, kind of deformed thing, so that when he reverts back to a human, he has his regular human face, his human form, so that we can have his regular face there. So that would be very interesting as a regenerative aspect. So yeah, it turns out that the brain is the weakness to these guys. So if you hit the brain, then you basically just, you wreck them. So there are three situations here that I want to talk about regarding John and the fact that he hit the brains. So the first thing that I want to mention is that John, the first time that he fought Leon, he hit Leon, but he didn't go for the brain. When these guys mention that as long as the brain is intact, that Leon should be good, in his next two fights against the next two adapters, John hits the brain on both of the occasions. I don't think he knows they are adapters. But here's the thing. The other soldiers were shouting out that they were adapters. and they seem to have, and one of them transforms and the other one just looks different to the other soldiers. So, you know, you don't have to be like super smart to deduce like, oh, these guys look different. They don't have the same uniform as like the soldiers. So like they are probably the adapters. So there are three situations. Number one, either John is in control. So he's going berserk, but deep inside, he is still kind of conscious. And he heard them mention that as long as the brain is intact, they can recover. And John decided, nope, I can't have that happen. And it ended up hitting the brain. So again, either John is kind of conscious and did it consciously. So that is one option. Number two, John has gone full berserk. And when you turn into an alien, because you are turning into an alien, you have these alien-like instincts. So John is going full berserk, and his alien instincts are the ones that are kicking in. They are a predatory species. So there could be a situation where John, in his predatory form, in his alien form, is going berserk and is relying on his instincts of the head is the weak spot, can kind of smell another alien and deduce, this is one of my species. I know the weak spot, so I'm going to hit the head. That is one option, that his instincts are kind of taking control. And that could be interesting because if you turn into an alien, you would get those kind of animalistic or like predatory instincts. So that would be very interesting. Or the third option, he just got lucky. The third option is he got very lucky and ended up hitting the head just because he had to. Again, not much rocket science there. He just got really lucky and decided to hit the brain. So yeah, there's kind of that whole situation, right? So there's those three options, and I think the three of them are pretty interesting. And yeah, man, and that's basically it. Not much happened in this chapter except that. So yeah, give me your comments on these chapters, and I'll see y'all next time. So bye-bye.